The story begins with a boy making his delivery. He recently started a part-time job with the delivery service Deliver Eater, but the lady at the delivery destination is way too scary. She stares at him, and it sends chills down his spine. He tells her that it's Deliver Eater. The lady is really huge, and the boy has never had to deal with a tough-looking woman in his life, and it's nothing but terrifying. He's socially awkward to begin with, so he just plans to hand over the food quickly and run. He nervously smiles and says, Here's your food. She gives him the stare again. Glaring, the boy quickly dashes away. She's really scary. While dashing, he thanks her. The lady is left holding the plastic bag, speechless. The boy is now relieved. He wants to switch with another delivery person, but in the countryside, he's the only one. At times like this, he just needs to take in his dose of Ashi, his favorite idol, his favorite VTuber, Haini Fuwari-chan. Her natural, shy personality is something he can relate to. Watching her always cheers him up. While watching her live stream, she asks her viewers if they have anything they want to overcome. She mentions that she's quite shy, so she wants to overcome her social anxiety in real life. Her viewers in the chat say, "But Fuwari, you can talk. If you talk to us, won't that be enough?" She sheds tears, mentioning that the internet is the only place where she can do it. There must be others like her. She adds that if she's being honest, if her viewers are cheering her on while working hard in real life, then can she run away? The boy continues staring at his phone, watching the stream. Fuwari mentions that she wants to be able to communicate in real life. The boy cheers his favorite VTuber, saying, "Hang in there, Fuwari-chan." While still watching the stream, he gets a new delivery request. The boy is surprised, saying, "Again, this is a request from the scary lady again." He wonders why she requested the second time, thinking maybe she wants to complain about her delivery. The boy takes his bicycle and goes for the delivery. He cheers himself, saying, "No, if Fuwari-chan is trying so hard, I should try hard too." He'll deliver it with a smile without running away. Definitely. The scary lady is waiting at the door for her delivery. As he gets to her door, he's surprised that she's already there, and he imagines what she's going to say, thinking she'll shout, "What took you so long?" Before he faces her, he steels himself not to run away and to communicate with a smile. As he gets closer to her, he says, "Hello, this is Deliver Eater. Thank you for using our service." The lady says nothing, and he's surprised. The lady then tries to say something but only says, "Ah." From just that sound of her voice, the boy suddenly realizes that voice, and he's unable to believe it. This huge lady is Fuwari-chan. She says, "Thank you for your time." The scary lady turned out to be his favorite idol. After the delivery person left, Fuwari is left thinking about how nervous she was. She questions herself about how long it's been since she last spoke to a person. But she's glad she could thank the person who delivers the food and is so polite. She wanted to say it properly, but she did her best, so she'll eat before anything else. Fuwari usually eats 5 meals a day. Recently, the boy started a part-time job at the delivery service Deliver Eater, but the lady at the delivery destination is too scary. She's huge and glares at him really hard. The boy wonders if it's because of the other time. Her voice sounded so much like Fuwari-chan's that he ran away again. But what if it's really Fuwari-chan? This time, when he came to deliver again, she's really close to his face. He believes he's probably just misunderstanding. His brain must be automatically associating her with Fuwari-chan to lessen the fear. As he delivers again and tries to dash away like always, she grabs his hand, and the boy is now scared, thinking he's going to die. She starts saying that he's the only person who can do it. Looking back, he's now sure that this is seriously Fuwari-chan's voice coming from this scary lady. She continues talking, mentioning that she's really bad at talking to people. The boy remembers Fuwari-chan's words from her live stream, where she said she wants to overcome her social anxiety in real life. Fuwari-chan hasn't spoken to anyone face-to-face for a long time. She does all her shopping online. But the other day, when he smiled at her, she was so happy. She adds that he always leaves her lunchboxes and tissues so they don't get dirty, and her lunchbox is never messed up and he's so quick. The boy is still trying to process everything. All he hears is her talking really fast. The boy realizes that this woman wasn't glaring at him in anger. She was just waiting for a chance to talk to him. She was trying hard, just like Fuwari-chan. Fuwari-chan then adds that since he was there, she thought she'd try harder in real life too. So, the boy realizes that she was trying to face her fears. Whether she's Fuwari-chan or not doesn't matter. He wants to cheer her on for her determination. Fawari-chan then suggests she give him a paid job to become her conversation partner. The boy smiles after hearing this. He now questions himself about how he ended up in this situation. Feeling overwhelmed, he reluctantly agreed. That was yesterday. Fawari-chan is now determined to talk to the guy, her conversation partner. First, she'll call out to him smoothly like she did before. She practices by saying, "Thank you for today too. It's hot today, isn't it? Would you like to come inside and have some tea?" Just saying those lines makes her feel good. She's happy she can communicate. She believes she totally knows how to do it. She takes a bath, thinking, "I can do it." She gets to bed, thinking, "As long as I can follow my envisioned approach, everything will be fine." She'll give it her all. The next day, the deliver-eater boy is back. She opens her door, and she still looks creepy as she gives him the stare again, thinking she should say something. She keeps wondering if she should start the conversation. She couldn't say what she practiced. The Wani-san at the delivery destination is scarier than ever. The boy is shocked, wondering why she's holding so much cash in her hands. He says, "What's that cash?" She responds by asking how much money she needs to pay him to talk to her. The boy is surprised that this Wani-san is seriously trying to pay him for his time. He wonders if she doesn't mean pay, as in an online service charge. He questions why she is trying to pay someone just to talk to her. He denies the offer and hands her the food. She then asks if the money she has isn't enough and mentions that money is not a problem for her. The boy can't put it into words, but this isn't good. She stares at him, clearly disappointed. She says, right. I'm sorry for troubling you," and closes the door. The boy wonders if he did the right thing. Did he? Fawari-chan is live streaming again, and she mentions that she'll play games today. The boy is watching her stream. He thought watching Fawari-chan's stream when he got home would lift his spirits, but he can't calm down. Fawari-chan loses the game and mentions that today is not her day. Her viewers ask, "Are you okay? Your energy seems lower than usual." The boy thinks about how Fawari-chan seems to be feeling down too. She starts crying, saying, "I'm clumsy and end up doing things wrong." She then mentions that she messed up in real life too, that she did something totally weird. She adds that she thinks she made the other person uncomfortable. Suddenly, she smiles and apologizes for making her viewers worry. The boy responds to her, saying, "No, not at all. That clumsy side of you is what I like." He suddenly gets a flashback of the scary lady asking how much he needs. He then realizes that the scary lady is clumsy too. Maybe that's why her approach ended up like that. He looks at his phone and notices Fawari-chan is crying. He dramatically says, "I can't let Fawari-chan cry." He then donates 10,000 yen, saying, "I'm rooting for you," with his name, Nanashir. She then smiles after seeing the message and says, "Wah, thank you for your support." She asks if he's fine with that donation. Nanashir believes his favorite idol's well-being is his well-being. He wants Fawari-chan to keep smiling. He then thinks of Wani-san too. The next day, ready for his delivery, he checks his phone, and Fawari-chan left him a message saying, "Please leave the delivery at the door." While still at the door, Nanashir decides to support her. He says, he tells her that she can ignore him if she wants, but he feels like taking money isn't the right thing to do, and even without money, he wants to help her. Calling her Wani-san, Nanashir blushes after saying this. She didn't expect him to say such a thing. Suddenly, she opens the door, and Nanashir freaks out in shock. Wani-san asks him if he's sure he doesn't need the money. He says, "Yes, I don't need it." She responds saying, but, then she goes quiet. She asks him if he's okay with talking to her. He agrees, saying, "Yes, of course." She smiles while shedding tears of joy, saying, "I'm so glad." Nanashi's face turns red, and he stares at her in disbelief that she's in tears. She then suggests they talk while eating, and she points to her house. Nanashir is surprised that she said, while eating. Nanashir ends up entering the house of the very scary lady he was supposed to deliver food to. She said he should come in. The atmosphere doesn't seem like one where he could refuse. Nanashir then asks to be excused for his intrusion. He takes off his helmet while stepping in. He has a hard time passing through the door as Wani-san is huge. While doing so, Nanashir has a bad feeling about his decision. Why would this lady invite a complete stranger into such a private place? This situation is just unbelievable. It's as if he's in one of those dramas where someone gets lured into a house and gets killed because it's too convenient. She suddenly falls over him while walking in. She's a clumsy one for sure. Nanashur turns to see what happened. She stares at him with a serious face as if nothing happened just now. This look frightens him as he starts thinking he's going to get killed. She then apologizes, saying she'll get up right away. While trying to get up, Nanashur notices something and asks what it is. Wani-san sees it too. She says, "No," while rushing to get it before he does. He gets hit by her chest, and she apologizes. Nanashur is lying on the floor. Food is now ready on the table. 1 dish for Nanashur and 3 dishes for herself. Wani-san apologizes for falling on top of him earlier. She mentions that she tripped. While apologizing, Nanashur is wondering if she's going to eat all that food. Of course, she wasn't going to kill him. He let his imagination run wild. She asks if he saw it earlier, and Nanashur appears confused as he says, She mentions the script. She adds that in the past, for a short while, she worked as a voice actor. Nanashi's face turns red after hearing that she used to be a voice actor. Nanashur is impressed, thinking, no wonder she has such a beautiful voice. Out of excitement, he blurts out, "Being a voice actor is incredible, isn't it? Why not?" She stares at him and mentions that it doesn't suit someone like her. She explains that even if her voice was good, she didn't have the talent. Because of her height, she stood out in a weird way, and people started saying things. It became like this. They'd say things like, "She's tall but acts so timid. It's kind of scary, isn't it?" Or, "She definitely got that role not by talent but by seduction." The way people looked at her became scary. Nanashur then realizes that he had been acting similarly. She adds that a monster like her shouldn't be so forward. Nanashur thinks to himself that she's beautiful and that people around her were probably just jealous. But surely, when people around her said things like that, it must have hurt her deeply. Even Nanashur had been teased for being short since he was a kid. He always laughed it off, but it wasn't like it didn't hurt him. After hearing her story, he says honestly, "I love your voice." She stares at him, surprised. He continues, "Whenever I got tired of worrying about others, Fawari-chan's broadcasts saved me. When I heard your voice, I thought it was as lovely as Fawari-chan's. It's clear but solid, slightly high-pitched. It's the kind of voice I'd want to listen to even when I'm down. It's really..." He suddenly exclaims, "Oh, like the kind of voice I stan." They both fall silent, and Nanashur feels he might have gotten too passionate. She suddenly blushes while staring at him, and he stares back. She then smiles at him with the most awkward but somewhat scary expression. Nanashur wonders what kind of face she's making. She then takes out her phone and starts clicking. He looks at his phone and sees, "You have received a maximum tip." The scary lady had given him money through a legitimate method, and he's in disbelief. Nanashur got tipped by a very scary Wani-san. She's the first person to give him the maximum tip. He looks at his phone, still in disbelief, and exclaims, "Didn't I say you don't need to pay me money?" She gets scared and says, "But still." She mentions that this is the correct way, asking if she's right. She adds that it's just a reward for the delivery service. Nanashur believes it isn't okay, even if it's done legally. Then, he gets a flashback of himself tipping her when she was sad. He can't say anything as he's also getting paid officially. Wani-san then starts saying something, mentioning that it's been a while since she worked this hard, and it's all thanks to him. She wants to do something in return. She stands up and says, "Because of the guilt, I'll die." She then spills water on his jacket. She apologizes and says she'll clean it up. She gets closer to him, and he realizes just how huge she is. He mentions that it's okay, he'll clean it up himself. Nanashur has been thinking for a while, but she's completely ignoring personal boundaries. While trying to clean him up, she says it's impossible and insists that he must take his clothes off, making the situation awkward for Nanashur. She then suggests they take a bath together, saying she'll wash him. She mentions that since she's big, she'll be in the way. It's not worth her bathing with him. She adds that it would only make things more complicated. Nanashur realizes that she probably has such a skewed sense of personal boundaries because of her low self-esteem. She might not even consider herself as a person of the opposite gender, which is why her boundaries are all messed up. Suddenly, she walks away, saying she's going to heat up the water. He quickly responds, "Wait a minute, please." Nanashur asks if she perhaps wants a friend. She looks back, saying, "Huh." He wants to know what she really wants because he wants to support her. At least, he wants to understand her goal. Shyly, she mentions that someday, She wants to go outside and talk to other people. Nanashur then suggests she come outside together with him. The fact that he asked her to come with him makes her nervous, as she didn't expect him to ask so suddenly. She thinks about how she'll be surrounded by crowds. She looks left and right, really nervous, and exclaims, "I can't do it, but I'll be lynched by the crowd. I'll die in a crowd of people." Nanashur quickly clarifies that it's not that kind of outing he meant. He mentions that it would be something like a late-night visit to a deserted convenience store. He mentions that he needs to work properly to justify such a big tip. Step by step, they should work to achieve her goals. He adds, "Together, anywhere, I'll be by your side." She nods and responds, "I see. I understand. Step by step, right?" He blushes and suggests they stop here for today. She gets confused and asks if he's not going to stay over, mentioning that she bought a futon for him as well. This is why she has such strange boundaries, he thinks. He waves her goodbye and she does the same. After she closes the door, she reflects on Nanashi's suggestion that they go out together. Her face turns red and she says, "With you, Oni-san." She gets ready to start streaming, hoping to do her best with the live stream. The stream starts and she looks at today's super chats. She interacts with her viewers, reading the chat like she always does. Nanashur received quite a good tip, so he decides to use it wisely for Oni-san. He ends up meeting her at the delivery location late at night. He's surprised that she has such a large presence, even outside. She looks imposing under the night sky. He feels like he might get killed just by her gaze. She's nervous and asks if it's okay to be outside after all. Nanashur wonders why he's so nervous and quickly responds, "Yes." She then mentions that she can't handle interacting with anyone except Nanashur. He assures her that if she can overcome this, she'll gain confidence, so they should take the first step. She stares at him, looks sideways, and contemplates. She adds that since she's getting help from him, she won't back down. Nanashur is happy to hear this and says they can start going. As they walk, Nanashur is nervous because he has never seen her at night. He stares at her. She looks so anxious, but he believes she feels more imposing than ever. He hopes he'll be fine. She says something, but then suddenly hears a noise. She quickly hugs Nanashur in fear. They look around and realize it's just a stray cat. Nanashur was startled, but for a different reason. He points out their direction, mentioning that they're almost there. She stares directly and sees a man taking out the trash. She makes a sound, and Nanashur stares at her. She then says she can't do it. She's still thinking about what happened before. She mentions that she's scared of people and that she can't do it. Someday I want to go outside and talk to other people, she had said earlier. Nanashur calls her and asks if it's really that difficult to go outside. She starts shedding tears, saying, "All the more, even though you helped me." She starts apologizing, and Nanashur stops and stares at her. Seeing that she's not ready, he asks if they can go back. She says, if she wants to overcome her social anxiety, it's more important to know what she can do now and build her confidence. He points his finger, saying, "You said you couldn't do it," but he shows her room. It's all the way up there. He asks her, "Isn't it amazing that she made it this far? Little by little, step by step, she'll be fine. He'll be there with her until she can do it." She then gets a flashback of him saying, "Together everywhere. He'll be by her side." She now feels a sense of relief. She then holds his hand, and he stares, wondering what is happening. Suddenly, he freaks out, asking what she's doing. She mentions that she feels like she can still try harder. While holding his hand, the Oni-san is big and imposing, and sometimes he thinks she's scary. But her eyes are always sincere and focused on facing things she's not good at. Nanashur then agrees. For the sake of helping this Oni-san, he's here. "Let's go," he says. Nanashur ends up coming along, holding hands with Oni-san in the spur of the moment. Together with the scary Oni-san from the delivery location, they walk to a nearby store. Nanashur suggests they get some ice cream, and suddenly they're inside. She takes a basket cart, and Nanashur is surprised when she starts loading it up with so much ice cream. She says she won't need to go outside for a while, which surprises Nanashur even more. "Calm down," he tells her. "Don't forget our objective." "Right," she responds, but as she reaches for an item on the shelf, she accidentally knocks it off. Nanashur rushes forward to catch it. "It's okay," he says, and she just stares at him. She's towering over him since he's short, and he gets startled by her intense gaze. She's just so huge. He steps back, wondering if she's mad. Nervously, he decides to apologize, stammering, "I'm sorry, I got very close to you." But she starts blaming herself instead, saying, "I did it again. I'm really trash. I'm just an insect." "No, that's just your depression talking," he exclaims. Nanashur realizes that Wani-san's self-esteem is plummeting rapidly. He starts worrying about what he should do. He looks around the shop, noticing the clerk restocking items at the worst possible time. If he doesn't call out, the clerk won't notice them. Nanashur knows this will be a big challenge for Wani-san. He debates whether to call the clerk himself. Just as he's about to, she suddenly holds his hand, stopping him. Nanashur looks at her, wondering why she's holding his arm. He realizes that Wani-san is trying to move forward on her own. It's hard for him to watch her struggle, but right now he knows he needs to let her make the effort. She approaches the clerk and says, "Excuse me." She starts coughing as the words catch in her throat. The clerk notices and apologizes, asking them to go to the register. Wani-san then asks the clerk if he's all right, and Nanashur watches her. She even smiles, and Nanashur can't help but smile too. At the register, they're both holding hands as they prepare to pay. They walk out of the store together, and Nanashur cheers her on, saying, "That was amazing, Wani-san. Mission Konbini is cleared." The payment was done online without even needing to say a word. She's still feeling a bit down, though, and asks if she did a good job. Nanashur quickly says, "Yes." She smiles at him happily and says, "Thank you very much." He blushes, too. Suddenly, the clerk rushes out of the store, calling out, "Wani-san." Nanashur looks back as the clerk approaches, saying, "I'm sorry, I forgot to put an ice cream spoon in your girlfriend's ice cream packet." Nanashur says, "Oh, thank you," but then processes the situation. They're still holding hands, and Nanashur and Wani-san suddenly realize the clerk just said, "girlfriend." They both freak out, letting go of each other's hands and asking if they really look like a couple. He looks up at Wani-san, thinking about how he's just a delivery guy and she's a customer. Their relationship is all about money. Nanashur then says, "We should head our separate ways." She responds, Yes, thank you very much." It isn't good to be misunderstood like that, he thinks. To avoid causing trouble for Wani-san, he needs to understand his position properly from now on. They part ways, but as Wani-san walks away, she quietly says to herself, "Girlfriend,